So let's go ahead and find our feet in standing. So go ahead and be at the front of your mat, and I will eventually go to the front of my mat, but to start with, I'm going to start in the middle just so you guys can see me. But find your feet hip distance apart. So if you're ASIS, that's the bony part of your hip right here. Look down and your second toe is right underneath that. And then imagine the knees spinning open energetically, dropping out of your tailbone as you engage the pelvic floor gently. Lift those shoulders up, back, and roll them down, opening the hands forward, growing long in the crown. Imagine that I'm coming by, touching the top of your head, and you're lifting nice and long. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Blow it out through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. And then find a normal breath, standing in mountain pose. Close your eyes. Do an internal journey. And we're going to just do our meditation standing. A lot of movement happening in the world today. Schools starting all over the place. Kind of a sense of normalcy beginning to happen in whatever that looks like wherever you are. So find your feet rooting down into the earth. And feel the energy coming in through the crown of your head as you inhale. And then exhale down through your feet. And inhaling and exhaling, and just following that, and notice if the inhale and exhale is even or if it is broken. It doesn't matter what it is, just notice and follow that and begin to deepen it a little bit more and slow it down. So we're creating this evenness in our breath, which then allows the mind to begin to calm. And when the mind is calm, then we have the space for what is to come next. So as you're moving through your day, through your life, remember to bring your breath, inhale and exhale, to an evenness. And notice how the central nervous system begins to balance and calm. And on the next inhale, take an internal journey, starting with your feet. Noticing, are the toes relaxed or are they gripping the mat? Moving up the legs. And is there one thing you can let go of in the legs that you're grabbing onto that maybe doesn't have to be holding, but your standing is still strong? For me, it's my hips. I have a tendency to clench my butt cheeks. What would it feel like to soften the hips and let the pelvic floor be the stabilizer in that pelvis? And then coming on up, are you expanding the belly on the inhale and drawing the belly button in on the exhale? And is it possible to let one more layer of the shoulders go? Growing long in the crown. And on the next inhale, bring your hands to your heart space, standing Anjali Mudra. Pressing those palms together, giving just a little bit of opportunity for those shoulder blades to open because the counter pose is pressing the hands together. And on the next inhale, inhaling, dropping the hands down, softening your gaze, not coming fully into the room, but just enough so you can see what's happening. Inhaling those hands all the way up overhead, giving just a slight teeny back bend. And then exhaling the hands down. We're only doing sun arms to begin with. Bringing the hands back into prayer position. And beginning again, inhaling, circling the arms out and around. And exhaling, circling them back and up. Warming the shoulder joints. Beginning again, following your breath, knowing that your movement of breath may be longer or shorter than mine, and that's okay. We're going to add on to this. So on the next inhale, inhaling the hands around, circling them all the way up, slight little back bend. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Bend your knees. We haven't warmed up the legs yet. So bend them down, touch the floor, lift the legs slightly, and then exhaling them back down, inhaling, rising back up. Let this be nice and slow. So this is important because we're hands coming down center line. Sorry. Inhaling, circling around. It's important to open your eyes a little bit because we're warming from standing. You might be a little bit dizzy as you come back up. That's the blood pressure regulating because we're warming the body. Lift through the tail. Exhaling down. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. Exhaling the hands down center line. Beginning again. We're going to do 3 more like this and then we'll add on. Exhaling, swan diving down, bending the knees. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, bending the knees. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. Exhaling the hands down center line. Here we go. Keep the body moving, warming. Exhaling, bend the knees all the way down. Let that chest really fall on your quads. Lift up through the tail. So instead of going to flat back, we're lengthening through the hamstrings and reverse swan dive all the way out. Exhaling down center line. Here we go again. Last time. Inhaling, circling around. Exhaling, swan dive down. Inhaling, lifting through the knees. Feel those hamstrings beginning to warm. Exhaling down. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. I'm going to move to the front of the mat also. So if you're not at the front of the mat, do that. Exhaling the hands down. Inhaling, circling the hands around. Swan dive forward, flat back. Feeling the legs be warmer. This time inhaling halfway up. So hands on your shins, flatten that back. Exhaling down, stepping back into downward facing dog, all the way back. We're going to just be here for a couple of breaths. Now, knowing that if the movement is not for you today, taking breaks as you need them. Standing undulating mudra is a great place. Child's pose is another great place. 2 more breaths. One more. Inhaling, walking the feet forward. No big stepping yet, just walking, warming those feet, warming those legs, dropping all the way down into forward fold. Inhaling halfway up, moving really slowly because the body is warming. Inhaling, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhaling the hands down center line. Again, inhaling, circling the arms around. Exhaling, swan dive forward, bend those knees. Inhaling, flat back, lift those knees up. Exhaling, dropping those hands on either side of the feet, stepping back with your left foot all the way back to downward facing dog. Walk through the heels. Walk them out. Notice what's moving around and adjusting around this morning. My knees are really talking to me this morning. Walk through those heels. I'm giving it a fairly brisk walk this morning. Remembering to breathe, following your breath. Inhaling up on both toes, exhaling all the way into the heels. 3 breaths right here. Walking those feet forward, walking forward again. See if you can get this down to 3 steps. Exhaling all the way down, inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down, inhaling reverse swan dive. Give it a little back bend, just a little one. Exhaling those hands down center line. This is a great place to pause if you need to. Inhaling, circling the arms around. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down, stepping back into downward facing dog, leading with the right foot this time. It works different sides of the brain when you lead with different feet. Walk through. This time, lead with the left foot when you walk. Through the dog. Walk the dog. Heel it out. So it's really confusing to my brain when I start with my left foot in walking the dog because I so frequently do it leading with my right foot. And now I'm leading with my left foot. See, that scrambles me up. Inhaling up on the toes, exhaling all the way down into those heels. Let that heart really travel to your knees. Feel the full expression of dog. Feel those hamstrings open. Breathe into it. Inhale, lift that right leg up. Exhale it. See if you can step it all the way through. If not, help it. And big step with the left foot. Exhaling down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling reverse swan dive. Exhaling down, hands down center line. Here we go again. Inhaling, circling it around. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling, stepping back with the right foot and then the left foot to meet it. Coming into downward facing dog. Sink into those heels. Walk it out if you need to. You're getting warm enough now that you can actually sink directly into your heels. Let that heart travel to your knees. Find your breath. Breathe into it. Two more breaths. Last one. On the next inhale, lift that left leg up. Lift it up. Exhale it. See if you can walk it all the way through. One big step. Help it if you need to. Step that right foot to meet it. This is core work. This stepping forward, exhaling all the way down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling reverse swan dive all the way up. Taking a break, we're going to add on. We're going to change it up a little bit. Body's beginning to get warm. Take a deep breath. Inhaling, circling it down and around, all the way around. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down, stepping that left foot back and staying in high lunge. Now, if you need to modify this to low lunge, you can, but let's work in high lunge if it's possible. Sink into this. Let your hips sink to the floor. Let that knee travel to the little toe. Now, the trick here is to engage between the adductors, which is the inside of your thigh. So it's like drawing your knees together, but it's an energetic motion, and you'll feel that pelvis begin to square off as you do that. Breathe into it. Now you can do one of two things. You can stay right here, and this is a great balance pose, is if you stay on your toe. If you need to walk your foot in a half a step, you may, but we're going to rise up into Virabhadrasana 1 right here. Sink down, balance it. Engage that core, and then open yourself up into Warrior 2. Breathe into it, sink straight down in between your legs, just hanging out in Warrior 2. Nowhere to go. Just breathing it in. On the next inhale, drop that back arm down and come into Dancing Warrior the other way. Back arm down. There you go. Opening up that right side body. So if you're looking away from me, I'll do my best to cue you through it so you don't have to turn around. Keep holding this. We're opening the right side body. Breathing into it. Find your breath. Even it out. Sink into that front knee. If you find yourself, you're pulling out of it, what does it feel like to sink down into it? Inhaling, coming back into Warrior 2. Pausing in Warrior 2. Check yourself. Are you a warrior in the future? Are you a warrior in the past? Are you a warrior in the present? If you're a warrior in the present, sink right into that. Then slide your body across the body. Drop that elbow to your knee. Bring that hand all the way up over your ear, all the way up. Long line of energy here. So we're opening the lateral side body. We haven't twisted yet today, but spin that heart open. In spinning that heart open, there's a little teeny twist. Breathing into it. Find your breath. Good. Inhaling, continue that circle, engage that core, spin around back into high lunge. Step that foot back into downward facing dog. Also core strength here. So it takes me a minute to get my foot away because that side of my body is still getting strong. So if you struggle with that, it's okay. Let it happen. That's how growth changes, is first we struggle, then we grow through it. Hanging out in down dog. Find your breath. Same right leg lifts up. Lift that right leg back up and then bring it all the way through back into high lunge. Bring that left foot to meet it. Back into forward fold. Dropping all the way down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling reverse swan dive. Exhaling those hands down center line. Take a pause here, and I want to really drop in to those legs. How do they feel different? How does the left side feel different than the right side? Just notice. And then begin again. Inhaling, circling those hands around and down. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling down, stepping the right foot back, all the way back. High lunge. Here it is. Find your balance. Engage that core. Left knee travels to the little toe. Sink straight down into this. Low lunge it if you need to, but you don't have to. And as you're ready, find your way up into Warrior 1. Now I'm doing it with my foot in balance. Creating some balance today, breathing into it. Two more breaths. Last one. Inhaling, spinning open into two. Right here, sink down into that left knee. I like to pull out of my left knee because in my head, I imagine my left leg is weak. But you know what? That's an imagination. Sinking straight back. Dancing warrior. Oftentimes, we believe something that is untrue. Where in your life are you believing something that is untrue? Play with it. Change the way you think about it. Sinking into that left knee. Two more breaths. Inhaling, coming back to warrior two, sinking straight down. I feel myself being a little bit of front or back, I'm not sure which. Wiggle around, find where your warrior in the present. Find your breath. Look towards that front hand and slide across the body. Elbow to knee, bringing that arm all the way up and over. Spin that heart open. So even though we're doing a lateral movement, there's a little teeny twist in here. Feel each one of those muscles opening, releasing, growing strong. Sink into that left knee. There I am, pulling out of it again. The mind is a slippery slope. Breathe into it. Inhale through those fingertips, complete the circle all the way down. Stepping back into downward facing dog. Find your full expression of dog. Takes a minute sometimes to get there. Allow yourself the space to arrive. Two more breaths. Lift through that left leg. Lift it up and then step it through. One step, two steps, walk it up. It's okay. Step that right foot to meet it. Drop all the way down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling reverse swan dive. Exhaling those hands down center line. Stop here. Take a pause. How do your feet and legs feel now? Right leg, left leg. Just notice. On the next inhale, circle those hands down, around, all the way up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down, stepping back, the left foot coming back into high lunge, right foot forward. Rising up, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1, sink down into the right leg. Feel the strength. Open yourself up into warrior 2. Find the balance, there you go. Inhale, sinking back into dancing warrior. Open it up, 3 breaths here. Really embrace this opening. Connect in with your breath. Inhaling, coming back to warrior 2, sinking down, sliding across the body, elbow to knee. Hand comes up all the way up. We're gonna add on here. So from right here, we're gonna take 2 more breaths and then we're gonna head into a twist. So bring that hand back up to the ceiling, spin it around and go behind your back with it. Reach for that upper arm of the right. So if you have to move your arm back on your leg, do that. And then sink down in that knee, really sink down into it. Let the quads work. Because if you pull out of that knee, quadriceps aren't working. That's the top of your thighs. Those are muscles that help move us through life. Spin open that shoulder, spin it open, look over that shoulder. Look up to the sky. What does the universe have to offer today? 2 more breaths. Good. Inhaling, lifting that hand up, spinning it all the way around, stepping down into high lunge and back into downward facing dog. Man, that one is my trick today. Sinking into downward facing dog. Also adding on here, we're going to slide straight forward and plank. There it is. You've all been waiting for it. Engage that core, drop those hips down. If you have to modify it, lower your knees, but keep your tail down too. Find your breath. Lengthen through your crown. On the next inhale, grow long in the crown, and then exhale, elbows in, lowering straight down. Inhaling up into a teeny little cobra. This is a deeper back bend. We've been doing little back bends earlier. Find your breath. Engage that pelvic floor. Shoulders away from your ears. Inhaling, turning your toes under. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. If you're all splayed out, walk that dog in a little bit. Find your breath. We're going to hang out here for about 3 more. Nice. Inhaling, lifting that right leg up. Reach to the ceiling. Exhaling it all the way through between your hands. Help it if you need to. Step the left foot up to meet it. Exhaling down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. Exhaling those hands down center line. Here we go. We're going to do the other side. Inhaling, circling the hands down and around. Swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling, stepping that right foot back. Sinking down into lunge. Really express your lunge first. Find your strength and then rise up. Warrior one. Sink down into it. Find your breath. Inhaling, opening up into warrior two. Sometimes it's graceful, sometimes it's not. Doesn't matter, you okay? Okay, sinking down. Breathing into it. Let that knee travel to the little toe. Inhaling, sinking back into dancing warrior. Find your breath. Feel the opening from the armpit to the hip. Sink down into that knee. One more breath. Inhaling, coming back into warrior two, sliding across the body. Arm down on that leg, bring it all the way over, open that body, spin the heart open. Find your breath. The body's working, the heart rate's maybe up a little bit, so we might be catching our breath because we're working a little harder. Inhaling that hand up to the ceiling, spin it behind you and bring that arm behind you. Twisting into it. Looking over that shoulder. Can you grab your forearm? Bring it back to you just so you can touch it, so you can really have a little success there. Go over your shoulder. Inhaling that hand back up. Cartwheeling it all the way down, spinning out of that back foot, stepping back into downward facing dog. Find your dog. Arrive. Arrive in dog. Inhaling, exhaling, moving forward into plank. There it is, right there. Nice and strong, find your breath. Little micro movements. This whole time, I'm feeling in my body, are my hips down, is my crown long, are my shoulders back? Am I breathing? Nice long breath. Exhaling, lowering straight down, elbows in. Inhaling up into cobra. You can deepen it a little bit more this time. There it is. Inhaling, curling the toes under. Exhaling, pressing all the way back, downward dog. Walk into your dog, find your breath. One more nice, long, resting breath in dog. Inhaling, lifting through that left leg, lift it up high. Exhaling all the way up in between your hands. Step that right foot to meet it. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. Exhaling your hands down to center line. Let's take a break. Good work. We're going to go some more with that, but let's just take a break and check in. How are you feeling? How is your body feeling? How are your feet connecting to the earth? Where are the shoulders? Are you growing long through your crown? Are your ears over your shoulders? Nicely done. On the next inhale, inhaling, dropping the hands down. We're going to move through it with no pauses this time. Exhaling, swan dive forward. So if it becomes too challenging, take a break wherever you are. Go to child's pose. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling, stepping the left foot back, straight back. Inhaling up into warrior one. Sink down. Inhaling and spinning open and exhaling right into warrior two. Inhaling back into dancing warrior. Nice long inhale. Exhaling, sliding all the way across the body. Elbow down, reaching up and over the body. Inhaling that hand back to the ceiling and exhaling, twisting open. Let's have 2 breaths here. 2 more. Twists are always a good place to pause. Good. Inhaling that hand back up. Exhaling, cartwheeling around. Stepping back into downward facing dog. Never pretty in my world. Exhaling down. Inhaling, sliding up into plank. Exhaling, rolling straight down. Inhaling up in cobra. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. Inhaling, lifting that right leg. Exhaling, stepping it all the way forward. Left foot comes to meet it. Exhaling down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. Exhaling, hands down, center line. Take a break if you need it. Otherwise, keep going. Inhaling, circling around. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling, stepping that right foot back, straight back. Inhaling, rising up. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, open into 2. Inhaling back into dancing warrior. Exhaling, sliding across the body. Long exhale all the way up and over, sinking down. Inhaling that hand, reach for the ceiling. Exhaling it behind you. 2 breaths here in this twist. Inhaling, lifting that arm back up. Exhaling, cartwheeling around. Inhaling and exhaling back into downward facing dog. Inhaling forward into plank. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhaling up into cobra. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. Inhaling, lifting that left leg. Exhaling it forward. Stepping the right foot to meet it. Exhaling down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. Exhaling, hands down, center line. Take a break. Good work, everybody. Pause here. We are warm now. Feel the strength and power in the warmth. Breathing into it. On the next inhale, drop the hands down, circle them around. Exhale, swan dive forward. Let your feet, or your hands come on either side of your feet. And then we're going to step straight back the left foot and lengthen through that front leg. So we're preparing for reverse triangle here. So we're warm now, so we're going to go into a really deep twist. So my heel's not on the floor, so I'm going to step my foot in a half a step. So I have both heels on the floor. I'm working through the hips to square it off. My left hand is going to come next to my right foot. And if you need a block to bring that floor up, at home you can use a book if you don't have blocks. Or you can also grab onto your leg. This is a deep balance pose, so find a drishti point. And as you're ready, spin open with that right hand. Breathe into it. Now, you may not twist all the way through. I don't. I can get about, I'll have to look. In my head, I'm 2/3 open. But then when I always see the video, it's way less. But that's okay. That's how you create space, is you first imagine it. And then you arrive. Turn your nose so that you're looking for your right hand. Breathe into this twist. Sink into the back leg. Lengthen through your crown. Drop out of your shoulders. All these little micro movements. Wringing out the body. 2 more breaths. And exhaling, bringing your hand back down. Take a minute. Sink back into that left foot. Really feel that right hamstring opening. Lengthen through your crown. Let your nose head to your knee. Feel the opening from the tip of your crown down the back of your neck. Down your back between your shoulder blades. All the way to your tail. Nice. Keep breathing. On the next inhale, step that right foot forward to meet the left one. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down, inhaling reverse swan dive. Give yourself a minute to normalize. If you need to open your eyes, do. If not, close your eyes. Feel the difference. What's happening in the body? My right side feels completely different than my left side. Difficult to explain, but definitely different. Just notice that. The energy's moving differently. Nice. On the next inhale, drop the hands down, circle them around. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Stepping that right foot back, leaving the left leg forward. Straighten that leg. Hang out here. Notice the difference of the left leg to the right leg. If you have blocks and you want to move it, you can. If you want to hang onto your leg, you can. Floor is fine for your hand also. Place that right hand next to the left foot, and as you're ready, spin open. This twist, it is a twitch for me this morning. This twist catches everything. It catches in the hip, gluteus medius, hamstrings, helps the low back, brings out the mind. Find your breath. Two more breaths. And exhaling, coming back down. Sink back. Let that nose travel to your knee. Feel that forehead. Reach for the floor. The open opening a curve from the crown of your head down the back of your neck. Down either side of your spine, all the way to your tail. Breathe into it. Nicely done. Inhaling, looking forward, stepping that right foot to meet the left foot. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. Exhaling the hands down to the heart. Now, notice what's different in the body. Has the left side arrived to meet the right side? Does it feel completely different than before the twist? Just notice. On the next inhale, inhale the hands down, circling around. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling, coming all the way down into squat. If you can squat clear into your heels, do that. I'm going to open my feet a little wider than hip distance and see if I can get a little deeper today. Nope, not happening in my body. If you can't get into squat, just go all the way down to the floor. Otherwise, if you are in squat, squat down, and if you have the space to release your hands and balance. And I'm really sorry I can't show you, but as strong as my legs are getting, that knee's not ready for that. So, hands come down. Bring yourself all the way down to your bottom. All the way down. Right here. Feet in standing. Hip distance apart. And if you have a block handy or a book, put it between your knees. That gives you a really nice sensation of engaging those adductor muscles. The muscles required to hold the block are the adductor muscles. Engage that core, grow up nice and tall. Release the hands. And hands can be down or hands can be up, whichever, forward, right here. Come about halfway back, grow long in the crown. Up out of the shoulders. Now, some of you are going to be able to release your feet. Not me. I'm going to just stay right here. Enjoy this. And go back a little bit further. Keep long in that spine. This is your core. And then inhaling, coming up. Pull yourself in. Give yourself a cat-cow. Release it out. Just a couple cat-cows. And then grow long in the crown. And then straight back, all the way down to the floor. Hands up overhead. Lengthen through the left foot. Bring that right knee in. Scoop it in. We're going to exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. I like to point both of my toes. Whatever I do with one foot, I have a tendency to do with the other foot. So at this point, I'm pointing my toes as I exhale and draw my knee in. Inhale, release it out. I kind of feel like this is my reward. I'm giving myself a little tummy massage because I worked so hard. So exhaling as you draw it in. Inhaling as you release it out. This time as you draw it in, keep it in. Hook that left hand around the right knee. Open the right hand and draw that knee across the body. Double check, make sure you're supporting through the lower half of your body by inviting that pelvic floor back into this and spin into a nice deep twist. And from this twist, pick that right hand up and reach it out a little bit further. You might have to adjust your shoulders, but there is a release that happens deep in the shoulder joint in doing that. And then allow your nose to travel to look over to that right hand. So this is a nice deep twist. Allow the body to really soften into it. Find your breath. See what you can let go of and bring out. Excellent. Inhaling by first bringing your nose to the ceiling. Lengthening through that crown. Engage that core again. And then invite the leg to come back to center. We're going to pause here in the center without opening it up. And exhale, draw it in. Release it out. Exhaling, drawing it in. Inhaling, releasing it out. And one more time. Exhaling, drawing it in. Inhaling, releasing it out. Now, with the left hand, put it on top of the left hip and open that right knee. Open it up. Notice how it gives you a little more space to open it wide. So there's a muscle deep in that hip girdle called the iliacus. And it's really important because it's actually a rotator of the leg, believe it or not. And this is really good for opening that. Find your breath. See in that hip if there's one more layer that can be released. Inhaling, coming back to center, and exhaling, lengthening all the way through that right leg. Now, I feel really crooked on my mat, so I'm going to wiggle around so that I'm flat again. And then I'm going to point through my right toe and my left toe and draw that left knee in. Exhaling, drawing it in. A little yummy mini massage for the other side of the front body. And as you know, exhaling as you draw that knee in. Inhaling as you release it out. Exhaling as you draw it in. Inhaling as you release it out. One more time. Exhaling. Inhale. This time as you exhale and draw it in, hook that right hand over the left knee. Open that left arm. Begin to have that journey across the body into this nice deep twist. Looking to the opposite hand. There it is. Breathe into it. Notice how the left side is different. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Just wringing out my life. Inhaling, bringing that nose back to the ceiling first, and then drawing that knee back to center. Bring it in center, exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. One more time. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out, and then open that knee wide. What is able to be gone? And then slide that leg down the body. Point the toes, bring the hands up overhead, point the fingers, point the toes. Reach it out, reach. Let it go on the big side. Oh. Walk that right foot in, and then the left foot in. If you have a block, put it between your knees, and then preparing for bridge. Take a minute to feel your body become flat on the floor. Bring your hands down beside your hips, scoop those shoulder blades underneath you. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale, press through the feet and lift up into however high you can go without engaging the glutes. For me, it's about 2 inches off the floor, or maybe less, actually. Let those knees hang on to your block. If you don't have a block, imagine you have one there. Breathing into it, and exhaling, lowering down. Now check, can you walk your feet in just a little bit closer to your bottom? Can you scoop your shoulders a little bit lower underneath your body? Inhaling, exhaling, pressing in through those feet. Engage the glutes. Lift as high as you can into this. Where's your full expression of bridge? Just notice. If you have the space and you want to clasp your hands underneath your body, you can do that. Find your breath. On the next inhale, exhale, and lift a little bit higher. Challenge your edge. Challenge it. Can you move it? If not, back off. It's okay. On the next inhale, nice and strong, exhale, lift a little higher. And then exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. I want you to really have the sense of touching that vertebrae to the floor. So this is something that I still cannot do. I say it, but my back kind of goes plump all down at once. But each time I work at getting the vertebrae down one at a time, it gets a little easier, and I get one more to go on its own. Bring those knees into your chest, rock it side to side. And the body's going to begin to want to move on its own. And if your body wants to move in a different way than rocking knees side to side, honor it. Honor it. Allow it to go. We're going to do about 10 breaths of meditation and motion. So find that breath. Follow it around. It might want another vinyasa. Might be ready for a dead bug. Who knows? Honor it. There's no wrong way to do meditation and motion. No two people do it the same. No two bodies are the same. So in the next 3 or 4 breaths, find yourself coming into knees first to the chest, and then lengthen through the legs as if you were having your legs up the wall. So you might have to wiggle around so your back is completely flat, and then draw those toes in as if there's a book sitting on your feet. Find your breath. Begin to feel the body come into a spot of true calm. And if you have a blank wall and you want to slide your feet up the wall, you can. This is a great way to calm the central nervous system. If you're having a really crazy day and you only have 1 minute, go somewhere. Or do it right in the middle of the room and slide your feet right up the wall. Close your eyes and find your breath. Two more breaths. And release those feet down, coming into Shavasana. So if you feel the movement to do something else, you certainly may. The body knows. Otherwise, Lengthen through that left leg, lengthen through the right leg. Feel those feet drop open. Feel the breath grow shallow. And the eyes grow heavy. Emotions come and emotions go. Like a wave, happiness rolls in, kissing the shores of our awareness. And then, just like that, a bolt of anger hits out of nowhere, creating static all around, followed by calm, stillness, peace. Yet, in a moment, a whirlwind of self-doubt rips into their awareness like a tornado, brief, intense, and gone as quickly as it arrived. We move back into calm. Remember, no emotion, like a storm, lasts long. It is with practice we remain in the center where stillness resides. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And as you're ready, roll to your side using your arm as a pillow. Let this be a really important part of the journey. The rolling to the side, resting your head on your arm. This is really nurturing. Allows the body to come back in its own time. When you're ready, press up. Finding your way back to easy pose. Bringing your hands to your heart. And taking a moment to breathe into that heart space. And giving deep gratitude to yourself. Thank you for arriving on your mat today. Breathe that in. Namaste.